Sports brother time. Zach and Mr. 411. NFL week one in the books. We're going to talk about it and a lot of other stuff. You ready to roll, Zach?
I am ready. Let's make it happen. Hello, Mr. 411. How is it?
Man, it's great, man. Today is September 14th, 2021. Another day. Time to talk sports, brother.
Amen. Sorry, I got too excited and started before you could get your groove in.
Well, I know, man. Week one NFL, man, that does it for you, man. It gets you pumped up, gets you ready to roll. So, man, we got a lot to talk about, man. Of course, I did catch Raising Canaan. I know we'll chop that up in just a second. And the U.S. Open is in the books. The NFL Week One is in the books. We got a little NBA talk. I mean, we got a lot of stuff to cover tonight, man.
Yes, we do. I am
Yep.
ready. And I hope the
Yeah,
fans are.
I bet they are. You had a good weekend though.
Uh, it was football. Until we get into we're gonna say the Super Bowl, every weekend should be pretty good because being able to watch football makes my day, makes my week, all the stress and everything that comes from it, well worth it. Then I went out and partaked into in some adult beverages a little bit on Saturday night. So no complaints. Everything has been pretty good. Uh,
Yeah,
Nothing
awesome, man.
outside of that. How about yourself?
Oh man, I went and visited my cousin, family. Had a good time. Uh, Family and
Where
friends
did
had a
you
good
go?
time. Atlantic City, New Jersey. Let me tell
Uh,
you something, man.
okay.
Being from the South, the humidity is what it is. Man, this time of year up in the north, man, humidity is great, man. It was great to just breathe that fresh, that clear air. It wasn't, jammed up with humidity. And actually, man, you had to put on a hoodie, man. That's how cold it got at night. But I enjoyed it, man. It was fun. We ate well, had good times, and ultimately that's the most important thing is that I was able to have a good time and safe travels as well. But yes, man, and man, they got a great sport book place, man, where you can go just watch all the games you want to watch, man. They're all on LED screens, theater televisions. Man, you can even play some friendly wagers in there too. So definitely enjoyed that, man.
I I can only imagine. So it is always good to get away. I plan to get away this weekend. We'll still be watching my football, but good man. You work hard. You need to get some relaxation in there.
Yes, sir.
And uh, not that everyone will know this, but I want to say Boardwalk Empire, an old HBO series focused on Atlantic City, gangster show. Pretty good. Anybody that wants to go out there and has not seen it, want to binge something, Boardwalk Empire is not bad to watch.
Oh man,
Who was the individual that passed away? I think last weekend or last week that was on the wire. I can't think of his name now. See, I'm throwing that stuff out, but he was someone that was on that show also.
all right, very
Not the
good, man.
star, but not a bad show.
Yeah, very good, man. All right, well, everybody take that tip. I'm gonna take it as well. Thanks, Zach. You just added something else for me to take hours to watch. But speaking of watching, let's give our big shout out to who is it, Zach?
Zingo TV.
Yeah, let's thank Zingo TV. We appreciate them for
And the good
trusting the
Lord.
Sports Brothers. Yes, and the good Lord
Can't
above.
can't ever forget that.
Because without the good Lord above, we don't have Zingo TV
Amen.
to find the Sports Brothers and bring them on board. But we appreciate that. Appreciate Zingo TV. Download their app. You can catch us on the app, and you can catch us on Tuesday and Thursday nights, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, Zach. Speaking of
8:30
TV
Mountain if you're in my time zone.
and 8:30 Mountain, yes. But speaking of TV series review time, man. Before we get into the sports, Raising Canaan, man. I know you watched it. You informed me on that, and I did catch it as well. So I'm caught up. So let's talk
Oh,
about it real quick.
uh, They are doing as I said, they kind of go up and down because the week previously, I wasn't all into it. Didn't get too motivated. This week, they drew me back in. Little excitement. Kind of the whole episode had me wondering, okay, what's going to happen next? What's going to happen next? Now, some of the stuff is a little crazy. The young lady and her girlfriend, and I'll say this too. Someone got mad at me about giving the review. They said
Uh-huh.
boo to give it a review, but I'm gonna say once again, if you have not watched it by 10:30 p.m. Eastern every Tuesday when we get ready to give our review, then you probably didn't really want to see it anyway. Uh, but it's getting, it kind of has me on edge. I'm a little excited to see what's going to happen next week now. Uh, I still like my guy Marvin. He's my sentimental favorite. I'm hoping things
Yeah.
get better for him. Uh, I thought they were going to do the dumb thing and let him get set up by old girl with the police or what have you. I was about to say that will be just really effed up. But thankfully, Marvin is smarter than what they say. And I like how the mom gave his little backstory of why Marvin is kind of viewed as the screw up with
Yeah.
getting caught by the police or whatever. So uh next week, hopefully, they'll keep me at least at the level they're at now, so that for the season finale, I'll be in. It's definitely better than the iteration of Power that has Tyreek on it. I would say that clearly, but it's not, of course, even close to the level of James St. Patrick. But we'll see. Still way,
Man,
way, way early.
I enjoyed it, and I see how they're trying to tie a lot of things together in this episode, or in this so far up to this point. Um, yeah, I started becoming a Marvin fan now, Uncle Marvin fan, because he's just,
Yes,
you know, he I think he means well, man.
yes, he's a good
Yeah, he means
he's a
well.
drug dealer, but he's a good guy. He really is.
Yeah, yeah, it means well. But hey, it's starting to get smoky out there in the streets. So that the way that episode ended, man, it was fire.
Yes. Now some of the stuff, as I said, they do predictable, like with the lady that owns the store and what happened with her and her husband. So I won't get into all of those details, but some of it's crazy. And then with Laverne slash jukebox breaking into the people's house,
Yeah.
like come on. And the dad was being apologetic, like nah. Like no, I feel pretty
Well,
confident. Ain't nobody apologize.
yeah, it wouldn't have went down like that, but at least
Yeah.
but I do get that they're trying to tell the story of Jukebox, and it makes sense now why when they introduced Jukebox in Power, I forget what season it was. Now I know why, they opened it up like they did
Well,
with
this
the
will
scene.
be it makes me want to go back, and I can kind of go back now and maybe watch that series and look and see how Kanan and Jukebox are, and
You
get
know
an
why now?
idea, like to see what the difference is, because she's nothing like what she is on Power, and he's nothing like what he is on Power. So a lot of stuff going on.
Yep, very good, man.
And
All
for
right.
those of y'all waiting for us to give you a heels review, what we decided is Tuesdays we'll talk about Raising Canaan, and then Thursday we will talk about heels. That way you have a little something to expect on each day. And
Yeah.
just to say, everyone, heels was really, really good, and I love the little blonde wrestler chick or valet. So go watch
Yeah,
that, and I'll give you the review on Thursday.
that's right. Looking forward to that. In case you missed it, that's what's coming up.
Okay.
Well, let's talk about it, man. The U.S. Open, United States Tennis Open.
Yes,
The
catch me up.
It's over with now, and Miss let me see, Medvedev. I'll go ahead and put him up first.
Because you
No,
can say his name.
yeah, Medvedev is the champion. He's the men's champion for 2021. Man, he beat Djokovic in 3 sets. I mean, that's impressive. And he beat the Joker in 3 sets.
Isn't
Got
he
him
old
four four
though?
four.
Djokovic, tennis wise,
I mean, he's
or is
up
he
there, but
not old yet?
he's getting up there. He's definitely a veteran, but he's not. turned that corner yet on the downward slope. As you can tell, he was a 1 seed, and so he's still playing great tennis. This is an impressive victory here, and congratulations is in order.
Okay. Congratulations, Medvedev.
Yes.
Even though I don't know
Now,
how that comes out being Medvedev.
well,
Go on and impress me now.
well, Emma Raducanu. I did, I did my best on that, but
It's
congratulations to
okay.
Emma. Congratulations to Emma.
Uh,
She's the women's champion for 2021, and
I
she
will
won
give
it to
her a
straight sets.
small congratulations. I was kind of going after you talked about the Fernandez young lady. I was pulling for her only because I knew of her, but I guess both of these young ladies were in the same. Is this her first major or whatever it would be in tennis?
Well, this is gonna be as far as a championship, yes. Because and the thing about this matchup here, and it's a straight set victory. The impressive thing here is that both um, young ladies are teenagers, and that
Yes,
that was that was an amazing feat. And actually, the winner, she was 100 to 1 odds. So she even booked a flight to leave earlier, in the tournament, because she had, I guess, even with her own self, didn't believe that she's gonna go this far. So
well,
to overcome
our
100 to 1 odds is a great thing.
our buddy Rob would be upset by that because he believes no matter where you at, you always expect to win. Don't ever say somebody's better than you. She looks like a kid there. I'll say that.
Yeah. Well, congratulations to both of them.
Oh,
Well deserved.
absolutely. I think Medvedev has more than one. As an I don't know what I forget what they call it in tennis. It,
Majors.
slam major is it majors? I thought it was majors
Majors.
in golf.
Well,
Majors in
both.
tennis also.
Yeah, they're
Okay,
major.
if you say so. Gotcha.
Yes, sir. All right, another action. Let's jump to the NFL. I mean, sorry, let's jump to college football. Um, in the Southern Heritage Classic, Jackson State,
Dion,
Tennessee.
good job, Dion.
Deion Sanders and Jackson State defeated Tennessee State, led by head coach Eddie George. Well, this was a high-profile matchup, and they had one of the largest crowds ever for that classic. So that's a good thing.
That
And
is good.
yes, sir. And Deion Sanders' son, Shador, he had a great performance this weekend. As you can see, some of the stats there: passed for over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. That's impressive. Four-star recruit, right, Zach?
I think so, and I'll be
Yeah.
kind, just like I didn't do in his first game when he only won 7-6. I won't get overly excited about this. I'll wait and let it play out more and see can this young man actually play some football. And at that competition level, as you're saying, he's a 4-star, and I think their highest rated recruit they've ever gotten in this recruiting rankings. So people out there say, what about Walter Payton? They didn't have that recruiting star system then.
Right.
So we'll see if he can dominate this level of competition because typically that's what you should do if you're kind of at that level. Steve
Yeah.
McNair did it among a whole bunch of other people.
Right. Yeah. Excellent point there, Zach. All
Okay.
right. In the NFL, switch gears a little bit. Miss Maya Chaka, the first black woman to officiate an NFL game. So this was very interesting. So
That's actually shocking. Not interesting me shocking because I would have thought that this had happened a while ago.
well,
So
there was a
I'm
female.
surprised that it's now.
There was a female official that
Why
officiated
I
an NFL
know they've
game.
had plenty of them, but I thought this would have happened just a while ago.
Yeah. But congratulations there in order.
Congrats.
Yes, sir. All right. We want everyone to do us a favor before we jump into week one. And you know what
That's
that
the
is,
part
Zach?
that you like. Yes, I know this is your favorite part. Go ahead. He likes that part, y'all. Please make sure you comment on that and tell him how great it is. He loves that.
Yeah, please like us. Please like the Sports Brothers. All right, week one, Zach. What stood out for you? NFL
Uh,
week one.
you forgot to let them know where they can find us at. There you go. Because they may not know where to go like, subscribe, and do all of that good stuff at.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I mean, I
So
know
while
they saw
you're
your nice, shining, smiling, pretty face, but they can't just like and subscribe on that.
well, some can, Zach, but yes,
Okay.
please,
Yeah.
please, but please do the following that you see listed here. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And I think this is why you want me to go through this because you like how I say this part here. But follow us,
I do.
the Sports Brothas, and that's THA Sports with a Z, Brothers with a AS. We're also on Facebook and YouTube. And on YouTube, type in 411 Sports World as you see it written there. And that's where all of our shows are housed. We have multiple programming, so you can find it all there. And what else are we on, Zach? Once again,
Zingo TV.
yes,
And I like that I like that you try to do it in a thug way when you're about as far away from being a thug as can be possible. So that is what I find entertaining when you break down this part.
very, all right. Very kind words, Zach.
Yes,
All right, week one
absolutely.
NFL. Man, there was a lot going on week one. There was a lot of upsets in week one, according to the Vegas sports lines and so on and so forth. But what stands out for you in week one?
There are a few things. I will give you a little bit and then let you chime in and give you a little bit more. So if we're gonna do as Marcellus and Acho like to say from they track kind of expressions or experience, I'm gonna give you lap one right now. And in lap one, the first thing I want to say is fans and analysts get too high and too low, not only after games, but after one game. So many absolutes come out about, oh, the season is over for this team. Oh, this team is going to the Super Bowl. I can't believe this. I can't believe that. Now, we're going to partake in this today also. I'm going to do my best not to over exaggerate or undersell things like everybody else. But this is the great thing about the NFL. This is why it is the largest revenue generating sport of the what big four here in America. And the owners, they love this because people, you get now 17 games and everybody gets all caught up into it. And NFL, you got to go to 18 games because this odd number is killing me. It really is. Whoever thought of you had 12, 14, 16, and then some genius said, let's just add one more. You might as well do two. But at any rate, now getting to actual specifics of what's going on, I want to look at Jacksonville and just say, welcome to the NFL, Urban Meyer. Welcome to the NFL, Trevor Lawrence. And this is not picking on you and your pick for the them to make the playoffs. So I don't want it to seem that way or anyone to think that. But we ain't in Kansas anymore, guys. Yeah, y'all ain't on stacked teams, i.e., like you were. Even though Urban Meyer he coached his way up, so I don't want to make it seem like he didn't. But we ain't on stacked teams in Florida. We damn sure ain't on stacked teams at Ohio State. And if we Trevor Lawrence, we ain't on stacked teams at freaking Clemson. And I think he played at Cartersville High School or
In
something in
Georgia.
Georgia or somewhere
Mhm.
from in there. We ain't on stacked teams there where you're the best player. Now there's a whole lot of great players out there, as shown by the fact that Trevor Lawrence threw 3 interceptions and they were dominated by the Texans. They were down 27-7 at halftime. So Jacksonville is going to have to get it in gear. And as I said, I know you picked them or whatever, but this is
Oh yeah.
kind of the first time that Trevor Lawrence will not only not be the best player, but then you're not the best player and you have some of the lower end talent. So it's going to be up to him. We'll figure out, is he a tractor or a trailer? And it may be difficult for him to be in his year one in the NFL to be a trailer. I'm sorry, tractor. And I just mean that he's the one pulling everything along, making it stirring the drink, making the team better. And I'll take a quick break and let you chime in and tell me what you got.
Oh well, I mean, I'm gonna go straight to Monday night. Um,
Oh,
the
damn, I shouldn't have let you
Ravens,
chime in there.
man, the Ravens, man. I mean, I mean, how does I'm just kind of disappointed there with the quarterback, with Lamar Jackson. The the carelessness of how he was handling the football, um, basically he blew the game for the team. I mean, as a quarterback, he made some mistakes there that he made some decisions there that you can't make at this point in time of your career and for the team. I mean, not handling the ball properly, knowing that you are a mobile quarterback and you're moving and shifting in traffic, you have to protect the ball. I mean, there's just no other way around that. I mean, throwing it, an interception here, interception there, that's understandable. I mean, those things happen to all the quarterbacks, but not taking care of the fundamental basics, which is handling the football, and the value in possessions. Both times resulted in touchdowns, and there's your game. So, just wanted to jump straight to Monday night on that one. Um, I will say that Jalen Hurts looked good for opening week. But again, I'm not putting too much stock in that just yet. So I know all my fam that live in Philadelphia, they are rejoicing right now. But you know,
Overreaction.
but it was against the Falcons, and I know there's a lot of Falcon fans in the area, but um, there's no rising up at this point. So we have the jury's still out on that, but not bad. Now in Seattle, Russell Wilson, and this is my team with Russell Wilson, so I had to put a flyer up that. Uh, Four
Nothing wrong with
touchdowns
that.
and zero interceptions. I like the zero interceptions a heck of a lot more than the four touchdowns. Not turning the ball over is the key at this level in the NFL. You turn the ball over, as stated earlier with the Ravens, leads to an L. Zero turnovers, more than likely you're going to win that game. So I
Well,
like
the
that.
Cowboys might argue with you on that point
Well, they
because
might,
they
but
won the turnover battle and still lost.
yeah, it's not nothing absolute, but you understand the concept on that. As
Yes.
being someone who played football at a high level, I may say, he was one of the better cornerbacks of your day. But yes, Russell Wilson, and I have to go out there and just let everybody know I've been critical of Russell Wilson. And some of the things and some of the actions that he's had over the last couple of seasons. But as far as yesterday, he did perform well. I mean, he's obviously the best player on the team. There's no taking that away. But I was impressed there. So back to you, Zach.
Well, first I'm gonna I'll do two things because you brought up some stuff that I would like to chime in on, and one I have specifics about. But with Russell Wilson, what I was you were impressed that he didn't turn the ball over. I'm impressed that the team went out there and responded, and I mean that because and I told you when we did our preview, I was concerned that Russell Wilson had set some fires that might not get put out. Like
Good point.
you say, he talked about his offensive line. He kind of sort of came at the organization, and you may have, lingering resentment from that. There's a quarterback that I'm going to talk about a little later that I think we're going to have to keep an eye on. Is that going on in his organization or not? And now, if I go a little further, going back to us talking about the Monday night game, and I want to bring up Lamar. I, I differ from you in the sense of saying that Lamar has to um, kind of take better. I'm sorry, take better care of the football. Of course, he has to take better care of the football. I think this is where individuals that aren't really into football like that don't get some of the concepts. Like Skip Bayless for a while wanted to tell you that Lamar Jackson was the best running back in football and blah blah. No, NFL linebackers get paid to knock people the F out, as Smokey would say. So every time Lamar Jackson takes off with the ball, every time that he's out there running, yeah, he can secure it. Lamar Jackson ain't Derrick Henry. When he gets whacked, he is going to feel that. And those hits can accumulate over time. And what I'm concerned about is he is having to do too much. Who is it that he can rely on? He's lost 3 running backs. So for them to go out there and do as well as they did in the running game, I'm thoroughly impressed with. He ended up being, and I gotta look at my notes to make sure, but he
Hmm.
was 40%, he was 46% of the run game. So he can't be that much, and he's all of your passing game. And mind you, his receivers, Watkins is just okay. To this point, Watkins has not been spectacular as an NFL wide receiver. And I would add that Hollywood Brown, who wants you to think that he's all great and everything, right now he has just been, if not average, I'm sorry, if not below average, at best average. So I kind of expect that Lamar will have these issues until the offense gets settled and he just gets more contributions, because it's just like, it looks good for him to be running around and doing all that stuff, but that is a lot to ask of anybody, especially when you're going to get tagged at some point. And he's trying to do everything at a high rate of speed. So it looks good on TV once again, but he's trying to dip and dodge and get away from people that are doing stuff at a high rate of speed too. He looked phenomenal. I just I'm not sure if this is going to last and he makes it through the season. And what I'll go to probably my last point, I'll hand the baton back off to you so you can finish strong on this 400. Is
All right.
Mike Tomlin is a great coach. Uh, he just is. I had the Steelers not making the playoffs and kind of just had them count out. Now, I didn't think that they would have a losing record because Mike Tomlin finds a way to not have a losing record. So they will probably finish 9-8, but it looks like they may be better than that because he went up there down 10-0. And I think everybody has at least some concerns about Pittsburgh and especially their quarterback, what they can do. And they found a way to come back and win that game in Buffalo. That's a good win. Buffalo is a team I have going to the Super Bowl, but I'm not going to call it a big win because of that. I think if you throw out the two other teams in their division with the Ravens and Cleveland, then you add Buffalo, you add Kansas City, those are probably teams that individuals think, okay, they can challenge for the Super Bowl. So to get a win over one of those teams is good, especially when you can go look at your rivals. The Browns, they lost to a team that is in the I guess the Super Bowl mix. And then the
Right. To the
Ravens,
Chiefs.
I won't say that the Raiders are in the Super Bowl mix, but the Ravens went out there. And if you don't think the Raiders are in the Super Bowl mix, then the Ravens went out there and lost to a playoff team. So you get a leg up in your division. That is a great way to start things. And, kind of lastly on that game, I told you I was concerned when Buffalo gave Josh Allen all of that money because I wasn't necessarily all in on him. It's a collective effort what Buffalo did last year, and that Stephon Diggs did a lot. And I would just say, Josh Allen was out there doing Josh Allen things. If we gonna be concerned about people, I have a much higher concern about Josh Allen than I do about um, our boy Lamar Jackson. And I don't understand why organizations won't get this right. It's like the Ravens haven't given Lamar Jackson that extension yet. I assume they're still kind of waiting to see, can he really be that tractor? Can we pay him, 40, 45 million and we still win as an organization? The Bills went all in on Josh Allen. To me, there are no more excuses for him. And in a week one test, it's no shame in losing to Pittsburgh. But when we give you all of that money, I expect you to find a way to help us win. And I don't want to steal too much of your thunder, but I would say the same thing when I'm looking at Baker Mayfield. And he was one of the guys I had is under a lot of pressure this year because he's trying to get that Josh Allen type contract. If I'm going to look at him for week one, he did not succeed because I can't give him that type of money when we can't pull out them games.
All
So,
right.
baton to you there, Mr. 411. Take us home.
Well, let's go with Lacey first. Hello, Miss Lacey
Okay.
Dawson.
Hey, Lacey.
She is in the building,
Oh, I
Jack.
heard her say hey.
That was her?
I was being
Oh, okay.
funny.
All right. Well, her Jets and Giants, they didn't win this weekend, but she's still standing. and she's still here, so that's good, Miss Lacey.
I
Great
could
to have
dance on that grave if I wanted to, but we're not going to do that right
you.
now.
But yeah, man. But again, like what you said earlier about Jackson, I mean, you know, it's not that he's not an excellent quarterback, but when the one time when he had the ball, he had it away from his body. You know, you're supposed to run a football close to your body,
He's
and
not a
and
running back.
but he runs all the time. Is that he runs
It,
so much? He runs so much that you have to adapt that. You have to fix that. If you're going to be
you
running the
you
football,
you
you got to
do,
bring
but
it in.
you do, but I would just say it's different when that's not what you do every day. It'd be like him trying to go out and run a pass route because he doesn't run pass routes like that, and he doesn't necessarily work on it like that. He's not going to look like a receiver doing that. And I'd say same thing with a running back. That's why he doesn't have the fundamentals to keep it in like that. And you'll see even some running backs don't
Yeah,
protect it like that.
yeah, but I just don't want to give him a pass on that because
Oh
you
no, I'm
know
not giving a pass. I'm
you
just
put it close to
explaining
your body.
that. uh,
Yeah,
Absolutely, I'm just explaining that from a technique standpoint, that's not what he is done, and he's in that situation too, kind of like Lawrence, where a good bit of his life he's been the most athletic guy on the
yeah,
field, so it didn't matter how he did it. And even now in the NFL, and I have to give him this, that young man has some shakes and he's athletic because he was making guys miss in kind of phone booth spaces. And that just means to maybe make it easier for those who don't know, doing Barry Sanders type things of how
yeah.
you
He
make people
does.
miss. Like it's one thing
Oh,
to make a dude miss when it's just a whole bunch of green grass, there's you and him. Like, yeah, you can make a dude miss. But when it's tight and you
yep.
make dudes miss, but
But you
absolutely.
gotta, but you gotta make a decision that you're gonna slide, which I've seen quarterbacks do,
Yes.
and not try to get that extra 2 yards. And that was one of the fumbles. But little things like that. If you want to go from, because I believe he could be in the Super Bowl at some point. I think he's that good, and so that's what I want him to. I want to see him there. But
But can
just a
he
quick,
win a Super Bowl?
well, that remains to be seen. But
Okay.
to whip it around the league, Fitzpatrick is out, and
Yup.
the word is he might be out for the season. So
Could
we'll
be.
see how
And I
that.
just want to say, look, and I'm the one that said, watch this go with the division because Fitzpatrick, look, I guess at least his performance on the field won't be the reason why. But just some dudes, man. And I should just know better. Like, you should just know. Like, what's your boy with the Rams now? Wide receiver been over Deshaun Jackson. Like, he's
Oh yeah,
probably going to get hurt at some point. And I should just know that certain dudes don't put it on them to have success. And that's my fault.
well, here's some of the scores too while we're talking. But take a look at some of the scores around the league. Cincinnati, excellent victory there for them. That's a good
Oh,
start
any
for the
victory they get is
Bengals.
a good one.
Yeah, very good. And we're gonna slide down here to that 38-3 game in a minute, but we'll move around a little bit more where the Chargers normally they start off real slow, but they're starting off with a victory this season. So we'll kind of see where they go because usually they make a push late in the year. So we'll see if this is for real or not. They did play against the Washington football team.
Yes.
And speaking of
Can you
the
put it back
Washington
up real
football
quick?
team, oh sure, go ahead. I'll put it
I
back up.
you touched this earlier. I'm gonna say this. Atlanta is disappointing in a sense. You had an opportunity to take Justin Fields and you took that tight end. The Matt Ryan time is over with. I
So you're
like
on board with me on
this.
that?
This is
Okay.
sad. He should not be losing. He shouldn't. Not that he shouldn't be losing. He shouldn't be going out on the field and Jalen Hurts look like a better quarterback than him.
Yeah.
I, so that one is glaring to me that part happened there. And I'll bring and I'll just hone into it. And I watch a lot of football, y'all, so I can comment on these games. The Dolphins Patriots. I just want to give Mac Jones a little bit of credit. They didn't lose that game because of Mac Jones. They lost that game because of running back that's on my damn fantasy team fumbled the ball when they were in field goal range, and he just needed to know, instead of fighting for those extra 2 yards, kind of like you were talking about with Lamar Jackson, uh, in the sense, go down, kick the field goal. The Dolphins would have had a chance to come back. But, Mac Jones making me look bad. And Lacey's boy, Wilson, Zach Wilson is making me look like the Prophet Muhammad from the Bible. So we're good on that one. And we're good.
But look at the NFC North, 0-4.
If you're Green Bay, that's a great thing for you because I'm damn sure about to go in.
Yep. And then what division went 4-0?
Actually,
a couple divisions.
Both West divisions went 4-0. And we thought that the NFC West would be strong, so that's not overly surprised. That leads into maybe where I go back to say, you don't get 3 teams that make the playoffs. And as far as the AFC West getting 4-0, that is a kind of sort of shocker because I don't think anybody really had the Raiders beating the Ravens except me. But outside of that, not many people had that. And look at there, you happen to have the game.
There it is.
How did Devontae Smith do?
Devontae Smith did well, and he scored that touch. He scored a touchdown in the game, and just wanted to share this because look at where he scored it in Atlanta. So at the Dome, and look at where the placement is. I thought that was very neat that he called it the touchdown like what he did with Alabama, and now with the Eagles, almost in the same spot in the end zone. So.
And this is what we call a troll. This is what we call a troll there, fans, because he knows I'm a Georgia fan. And he knows Devontae Smith scored that in overtime in a defense that I still don't understand why Kirby Smart is running a cover 2 on 2nd and 26 instead of running like a cover 2 loose or say a cover 4 so you don't get beat. But I digress.
All right. Let's see what Lacey has to say out here. Lacey, you have not missed the Rogers convo. If you hang on for a moment, you're going to get some interesting takes from Zach.
Lacey I don't know about interesting, but it'll be a some.
She says, "Go Texans." That's Mr. Lacey's team.
That was look. At least as of right now today, they're not the worst team in the division. And all you Julio Jones fans that thought, hey, Julio was going to set the world on fire because the Falcons was holding him back. Okay. Tell me how he did in week 1. Little brother Al would be one of them people that was all on that Julio train.
Oh, they'll jump off. And Cam time in Washington. Okay, Lacey, you want to see Cam in Washington? I don't know if his former coach wants him there. I think he had
if another injury happens. Another injury happens, maybe, but they have who's the Allen kid? They got some Allen kid as the backup that he had in Kyle Allen, maybe out of Texas A&M.
Mm-hmm.
So he's at least a leg up on Cam right now.
And there you go, Lacey. Texans. They're leading the AFC South.
You might need to center that one because if it looks like that, say in 6 weeks, we'll know a little something. And then we'll have to revisit this Deshaun Watson conversation because every victory they get, that's one more week. Deshaun Watson definitely won't be traded.
All right. Well,
and may I just add real quick too?
Sure. Zach.
Congratulations to Tyrod Taylor because usually I think his past 2 stops, he's had someone behind him that was going to take over. Like Buffalo, he had an Allen that came in was taking over, and then in San Diego, he had what's the young man's name there? That's the quarterback.
Justin Herbert.
Yes. So it's not a great team, but at least he's getting an opportunity again to be the QB1 and doesn't have to look over his shoulder.
Well, a lot of times,
at least until
it's time. A lot of time it's timing. And for him, he's in it. He probably would have been a backup now if the things didn't happen off the field with Watson. So the timing is. I think the thing about Tyrod Taylor is he is a great backup quarterback to have.
Yes.
That can be your starter if you need him to be. And he's in a situation now where he's the unquestioned starter, and that's great for him. Because wasn't he at Cleveland as well? I couldn't remember.
I think he was in Baltimore. I know he was in Baltimore.
And I want to say Cleveland too.
He's probably been around. He's probably been around.
We'll
And
see what
he
Lacey say about that.
she got anything for us?
No, no, I'm saying
No.
she can
Oh,
let us know a
gotcha,
little
gotcha.
later about that.
Yes, Lacey, let us know. But good for him. And he's a guy, depending, he probably can get you to 7 or 8 wins, it which will be respectable for the Texans.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm happy for him because he was actually, he was slated to start. Like he was starting for the Chargers until
And then they
until his
punctured
lung
his
was
lung or
punctured.
something, didn't they? And
Right, the
then
doctors did. Yeah,
yes, they very strategic. And then Hubbard got to play.
yeah. So these are the breaks, as they say. All right. Well,
These are the breaks. Break
that's
it up,
week
break it
one.
up, break it up. Oh,
You
sorry.
gonna break dance next, Zach?
I, hey, that kind of dancing I actually can do. I don't know if the joints will move like that anymore, but that I could do back in the day. Turbo with the heart. I should put it in.
Yeah.
Oh, you
You
probably
gotta
don't
put your
know.
hand up there, Zach. You gotta put your
Yes,
hand up
and
there.
you got to.
There you go. Yeah.
I didn't
Then
want
you
to show
got
off on the camera on that.
then you gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta
Yes.
come
Look,
on now. Come on.
there was one time some kids that had this thing, what, uh, Fabulous T and ZMC or something of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
Way, way, way
Yeah.
back in the day.
Yeah. A little rap group in the ninth grade. Yeah. I remember that. I remember them. High top fade. All right. Someone who wears a mini his high top fade wasn't quite like mine. But and they tried to bring this back. But Ben Simmons, NBA talk, man. Let's talk about Ben Simmons briefly, and then we'll get to our sponsors. But Ben Simmons, man, what'd you make of his situation in Philadelphia? Because we're getting close to training camp time, and he hasn't reported. He's rumored not to report.
Okay. I'll start with just saying that the 76ers, Doc Rivers, no shock there. They have completely screwed this thing up. First, because you had him last year, you could have traded him and got James Harden, but you were all in on him. You didn't want to trade him. Now he has a bad playoff series, and maybe there's other stuff going on. But if he wasn't doing the stuff to get better, you should have been out on him a while ago. One bad series, and now you want to get rid of him, which is fine if that's what you want to do. I am not shocked by that at all, because Rivers I kind of always question his moves that he has and his ability to put a champion out there. And they want Damian Lillard now. The man goes and has a bad series, and now they're trying to like get Damian Lillard and get all of these other great individual players. It's not happening. And so you insult the man, and you can't, like, you can get on professional football players, except maybe the quarterbacks, and everybody else can handle it. Basketball players are little divas, and they can't handle somebody getting on them. They damn sure can't handle somebody getting on them in public. And this is what Doc Rivers decided to do after he showed him support, though. So if I'm Ben Rivers, I'm sorry. If I'm Ben Simmons, I'm looking at Doc Rivers as you two-faced. They smile in your face all the time. They want to take your place, backstabbers. And that is what he is right there, a backstabber. I wouldn't want to be there either. He wants to get out of there. I wouldn't report. F them. And I'm going to let you take the and then Lacey, you would put this up right when I got Ben Simmons had a extremely poor playoff series. He did. He's not the first NBA player to have a poor playoff series. Go see Isaiah Thomas when he turned the ball over to Larry Bird. Go see Magic Johnson after he won a championship, and they called him Tragic Magic. And Michael Jordan,
Tragic Johnson.
Tragic Johnson. And how I said Tragic Magic, Tragic
That
Johnson.
rhymes though. That was a good one.
Oh, okay, I'll take that one. Tragic Magic. And then how, like, everybody wants to think everything was all rainbows and puppy dog tails for Michael Jordan. It was not. And I'll let you complete this. Ben Simmons had a bad series. I believe you and I have some more things I can say about. You'll probably take these little nuggets I'm gonna say. but we think Ben Simmons is a fine player, and I think you stick with him. But go ahead, Mister 411. What's your take?
Well, my whole take on this is, I do think certain type of players they don't mind having, uh, players get on. I mean, coaches get on them and things like that. I think it so a lot of them use it for motivation, and some of them actually need it. They need a little kick in the butt,
Yes.
and some of those players, but there's a whole huge segment of players that can't handle that. But I think in the Ben Simmons case, it goes back to the song you were singing, the Backstabbers. You don't have to sing it again, Zach. But
Oh, you don't like the
that
OJs?
that
That is the
well,
OJs, right?
I love the OJs, but
Okay.
I was gonna
Oh,
just let them sing that.
you saying I'm not Eddie Levert?
Uh, Not
Okay.
quite, but
I mean, it's
but
okay.
not all of us are, Zach. But Ben Simmons, when you find out from your own coach tells you, basically doesn't back you in this situation, you know,
Yes.
that's where I think this leads. And I don't know why, Zach, but we've talked about this before off camera. But Ben Simmons is an all NBA defensive player.
I knew you were gonna take
He
my Nuggets, but yes,
he
two-time
is
first team
in
All
the
NBA.
running. He's in the running for
Yes.
the league, all for defensive player of the year.
People
So
don't like
he's
defense though.
well, Zach. It's two sides there on the floor. There's the offensive side and the defensive side, and Ben Simmons affects the game on both.
Yes.
That series against the Hawks. There were many a time where Trey Young was even attempting 3-point shots, and I saw Ben Simmons alter and block 3-point attempts. I think it was game three in Atlanta, or I think it was game three. We can go back and fact check that, but it was a game where Simmons threw the no look alley oop, to
Yes.
Embiid, and
Yes.
they were touring with people. That is when they're clicking. That is what you see. That's the whole reason why they did the process. Now you miss here and there with some of your picks, like with Markel Fultz and Noel. They didn't turn out to be maybe they're super elite guys, and even I think Okafor is another one. But you landed
Yes.
two franchise players. So if I'm Philadelphia, I'm not going to, I'm going to challenge Simmons, but I'm not going to do the things I did, do the things they did to kind of alienate him. And now you can't really replace a Ben Simmons. You can try, and I'll say this, and I'll go out here and say this, and I know to be on record, but I'd rather have Ben Simmons than Damian Lillard
Uh,
because of the two way
I'm not
prowess
arguing with
there.
you on that. I was look. I
Right.
my comp was gonna be your boy in Phoenix. What that they love so much, Devin Booker. I'd rather
Mhm.
have Ben Simmons than Devin Booker. With all this shooting and everything you say Devin Booker can do and all this, Ben Simmons is a better basketball player than Devin Booker. Like it's just when you don't it the way people want you to die on the basketball court, or if you even want to say on the basketball, the way people want you to die on the field, they want you to shoot all your bullets up. They want
Yep.
you to go kind of like honestly the Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan way. That if you go out there and you go 2 for 30, they good with. That is a terrible game. But when you shoot 2 for 30, they like, okay, that guy, he really wanted to win and he did this, even though you might have been making dumb mistakes the whole way. A la them taking the ball out of Michael Jordan's hand. But if you go out there and say you go 2 for 3 and you pass or you're a little hesitant or whatever, and you show, I'm not going to say fear, but you show apprehension, now they want to do what they're doing with Ben Simmons and get rid of you. But they were just weren't they the number one seed last year?
Yeah, number one seed.
Like
And,
you were the number one seed.
yeah, and you
This
and
is
you still can
crazy.
improve, and you still have room to improve. And you have like Maxi, he's a good young player that they
Yes.
drafted. That's turning out he's finding his way now. Like the process is not completely over yet. Let's go back to February 15, 2021, a game
Mm-hmm.
at Utah where Embiid did not play. Simmons, 42 points, 9 rebounds, 12 assists, a steal and a block. Like 12 out of 13 from the free throw line. The talent is there. It's
What's
more
his name?
about
Mike Matisse. Is it Matisse?
Thibault.
Yeah, there you go. He's an all NBA defender,
and
not
he's
bad.
defender. Yeah,
Now,
and
if I'm
Embiid's a good defender too, as being
now,
a big man, altering shots in the paint. So you have a good core on your defensive side of the
that's
ball
a
too.
guy. If I was going to say we want to get rid of guys, Mister Unreliable, Mister Not Dependable, because he gonna get injured at some point
Hmm.
with anything. Somebody gonna take a picture of him, and the light is gonna strain his eyes, and he can't play. But if I'm Simmons, I'm with him. I'm not playing for y'all anymore. The only thing that Simmons didn't do right to me is he should have said the only team I'm gonna play for is Golden State, because they gave him all that money. They can't do nothing with him. And if and I'll do just like that. Like, he needs to not do what he's saying of I won't show up for training camp. I'm gonna show up for training camp. I'm gonna show up for the games. I'm gonna collect my 30 plus $1 million, and I'll just be unhappy in the locker room. And eventually,
And still get traded. Yep.
y'all will trade me to Golden State, because I will tell every team, if I don't play for Golden State, you'll get the same thing from me that they getting from me. And the reason why I say Golden State to me is because he is a better version of Draymond Green. The problem to me is Embiid there. If you've had him in the wrong position, he is not a quote unquote point guard, like you like to say. He doesn't need to be out there on the perimeter like that. He needs to run an offense in the way Draymond Green runs the Golden State offense. Put him closer to the basket, have him play that way.
But that's what they've
We've
been
already
doing.
talked about. Have they?
Yeah. They just upset because he's not shooting threes and he's not lighting up the box score in the scoring column.
I, I'm.
I
I,
mean, I
I'd
don't
be
think they
happy that
really
a
need
guy
him
ain't
as
going out there just jacking up shots
they
if
don't,
he's
but they
not
don't
good
need
at it.
him. Yeah, that's right, exactly. And they don't need him for that. They need him for his versatility. And then you build your team around the
You shouldn't
versatility.
have gave him all that damn money. If it, like, Ben Simmons ain't changed from the dude that he was, correct? Like, he's pretty much the same guy as a rookie. He's a better defender now, but he's about the same player, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's
And
better
you
than what he
gave,
was when he first came in.
well,
But
yeah,
yeah, I
you
mean,
get
but
what
you
I
know
said,
what type of player he was when he
but like
came into the league.
he didn't play like Steph Curry when he came into the league, did he? Like, he wasn't just out there draining threes every night, and then all of a sudden he just said, "Oh, y'all gave me all this money, I ain't gonna shoot threes no more."
He wasn't draining threes in college.
Exactly. So
So
and you draft him, but then you gave him the max contract. So you've done all of this, and you said everything is okay, and then now you just wake up. I'll do. And Lacey says she loved mine now, dude. That's like me. I go out and I get me the female. She's a stripper. She's been stripping her whole life. I go marry her, and now so I'm like, hey, I don't need you to be a stripper no more. I need you to be a housewife. I need you to have dinner on the table when I come home. I need you to look after the kids. I need the house clean or whatever. That's going to be foreign to her. And it's not that she wouldn't be able to do it, but it might be a transition period, right? And they want Ben Simmons to go from being a stripper on the pole to, oh, you're a housewife now. We need you to be Curry. Shoot threes. And not only shoot threes, but make 6 or 7 of them a night for us, please. And then I need you to shoot 90% from the free throw line. I,
but I also
I'll do
say
this just for you. Like, Philadelphia need to stop playing, and they need to look in the mirror and get themselves together. And also, Doc Rivers, once again, we need to be looking at him, because this stench in the room seemed to go everywhere where he go with these playoff shortcomings. Outside of the 1 year he was able to get a championship in Boston with that stacked team that people don't like to talk about.
all right. Well, and one final analogy too: underappreciated, the hard worker, the one that does a lot of the good things, and does the foundational things. And like again, we talked about a defense. Versatility, passing, rebounding, all those things that he does, underappreciated. Let him add to his game. Carmelo was a horrible free throw shooter when he came into the NBA. Became one of the better free throw shooters in the NBA. So
Yes.
let's go there, and we'll see how it play out because it's almost time for training camp. Matter of fact, it is in September, and
I
the
know.
regular season
I know
starts
how it's going to
next
play
month.
out. Look, we already know how it's going to play out. He said he don't want to uh, be on that team. He ain't gonna be on that team.
Yes,
So
sir.
it that is how it is.
All right. Time for our sponsor, Zach.
Yes, do this. I enjoy hearing about Latanya.
All right. Latanya, we thank you in Heavenly Spa Mobile, 2484 Ingleside Avenue. Um, Ingleside Avenue, Building A, Suite 101A, Macon, Georgia, 312-04 478-747-9231. If you're looking to get some good gifts out for people, Zach, I know you're familiar with that. She has a
Yes,
great gift
we got to
certificate
hook Lacey
program.
up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think Lacey and Mr. Lacey, they need to have one of
Okay,
those
both of
heavenly
them, his and
heavenly
hers.
spa events. Yeah, his and her night. But yeah, she has easy scheduling process. She uses a Fargo app and great pricing. She has also introductory rates too. So if you haven't checked out Miss Heavenly Spa Mobile, do so. And once
Definitely
again,
check Latanya out. She does a
yeah,
wonderful job, and I can tell you from firsthand experience. I'm sure Mr. 411 can too.
yeah, absolutely. Again, best of the best, 2 years in a row. She's winning over the city. So definitely check out Miss Heavenly Spa and Mobile when we thank her for her
Yes,
support of the Sports Brothas.
we do, and we're
Uh,
looking for more sponsors. Hey, we will give you Mr. 411 love them cheap plugs. So come our way.
Absolutely.
We got you.
All right. Look, we're heading into the main event here, Zach. The 4 minute
Yes,
offense.
and I know the
Uh,
producers in my ear, so I can make this. I, I'll treat this like the second wife who probably didn't appreciate it. I can make this real quick. So I got it.
all right. Well,
Quick, fast, in a hurry.
let's talk about Green Bay, man. They got smashed by the Saints, and we want to know what's going on between not only Green Bay but San Francisco. What's going on in these two places? These are two teams that have Super Bowl aspirations. But what's going on, man?
Okay, if you want to put up the, I think we got a photo for San Fran. I'll talk about that first. But real quickly about San Fran, that one is easy. Garoppolo once again wins, which now he is 25-8 as a starter, and he has a 757 win percentage. Which, if you take that over 17 games, they would go 13-4. The problem with Jimmy Garoppolo is not that he doesn't have the talent. And even if he doesn't have the talent, the team responds to him being out there on the field. The problem is he just has to be on the field. If Garoppolo can continue to do this, then Trey Lance can stay in his role and he can be the future. But Trey Lance is not ready to be an NFL starter yet. I know you're impressed with him. He has some physical talent. The clock is probably still ticking on Garoppolo, but this is the formula of success for San Francisco. Now, if I'm a Seahawks fan, I'm hoping that this doesn't go well. But so far, so good. This is what they're looking for. I would just think that Kyle Shanahan is in this beauty contest thing, and he likes the way that Trey Lance looks over what Jimmy Garoppolo can give him. And I'll pass it to you real quick to talk about San Fran.
The fact that San Francisco, what they did here, they moved. They were first of all, they had their eyes set on Mac Jones, and that's. But then when they went and took a closer look at Trey Lance, I guess they were wowed by him and amazed by his versatility and whatever else you want to go with on that, and they end up taking him. So now that you move up to number three and you take him, that immediately starts the veteran starter versus the young upstart future star. So, I think that this will always be a story um, throughout the season. I think that the best thing that can happen for them right now, at least for the first quarter of the season, is for Jimmy G to be the starter and for Lance to do like he did, come in, couple plays, maybe even score one or two times, one or two times here and there from the goal line, and then get back out of there and let Jimmy G continue to work. So I think if they can handle it that way, it kind of reminds me of when Mike Vick was drafted by the Falcons, and Chris Chandler was the veteran quarterback, and
Okay.
they brought Vic in for plays. They brought him in certain packages,
Yes.
and I think that's how they need to kind of splice Trey in there. I think I still believe at some point in time he's going to be starting, but it's mainly because, as you stated earlier, Jimmy G not being on the field. But in the meantime, if they keep it this way, I think everybody wins this way, and especially if they can continue to get the W like they did in Week 1.
Uh,
Let's jump to
if
Green Bay.
if Jimmy Garoppolo plays, San Francisco will have a good chance of winning 10 plus ball games. And
Yes,
yes, we can
sir.
jump to Green Bay.
Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers. All right. They fall short to the New Orleans Saints. They fall 38-3. The game was played in Jacksonville, by the way, but due to the after effects from the hurricane in the New Orleans area, and we wish everybody the best. That was that in the Louisiana area and all the way up through the path of the storm. But meanwhile, let's go ahead and talk about this Aaron Rodgers situation, man. What was burning for you there?
Well, if you don't mind, I'd like you to give your assessment first because I'm probably going to say some unkind things.
Oh well, I mean, for me, I think that this situation, the storyline was created over the summer. So when Aaron Rodgers was acting the way he acted in the offseason, that set the tone for what's coming forward. I know that a lot of the media wanted to make a big deal about Jordan Love being drafted, but hey, Brett Favre was a quarterback at Green Bay, and a guy named Aaron Rodgers was drafted. This is not anything new. Um, so I don't want anybody to use that as an excuse for Aaron Rodgers' actions. The Green Bay Packers have been in the NFC Championship game for the last 2 years, so you can't get that far and not have enough help. So I think the talent's there. Adams at receiver is a monster. He's one of the best receivers in the game. Um, Aaron Rodgers is MVP. So the talent's there. I think that it's just going to be a storyline throughout the season if they don't win. I feel like Aaron Rodgers in that game against Green Bay. I mean against New Orleans.
New
I feel
Orleans.
like I feel like he didn't seem like he really wanted to be there for game 1. And with every interception thrown, with every L, there's going to be some added heat to the situation. So, what say you about Green Bay?
Well, first, if you don't mind, can you put the photo back up?
Yes, sir.
All right. If everybody looks over on both sides, to my right or to my left, you'll see a guy without a helmet. That is the head coach, Matt LaFleur. Matt LaFleur was very upset at the performance of the Packers, and he went in on his team. Aaron Rodgers was told of these comments after, the game when they're doing the interviews, and
Right.
he said it's not a big deal. It's only one game. So I will speak positively first and say that Aaron Rodgers is absolutely correct. This is where we kind of started, where I told you about the NFL. People get too high and people get too low. It was a truly poor performance, but ultimately, that is one game out of 17. I'm sure LaFleur didn't know that at the time, everyone in his division would lose. So technically, you start next week off 0-0. And Aaron Rodgers has no reason to get excited. Now, I'm going to go with the bad. Aaron Rodgers needs to shut the fuck up and he needs to grow up. He is a professional. And throw out, don't say athlete, don't say whatever. Professional. When you are a professional, there are expectations that come with you with the job. Aaron Rodgers tried to tell everybody through his verbal and non-verbal actions in the offseason that Green Bay was messing up. They screwed this thing up. They were doing things wrong. And I can give you one example where there is tension in the room. They had a 4th and 2 on their side. I want to say it was at the minus 31, or for those that don't know, that their own 31-yard line. And Matt LaFleur went for it. To me, right there, that was Matt LaFleur saying, you talked all offseason that if you'd have known that I wasn't going to go for it on fourth down, then you would have done differently. You would have liked to had another whack at it. Gave him a shot at it on fourth down, and he didn't get it. And they got ramrodded. And I'm not sure if Aaron Rodgers hasn't packed it in yet. But this ain't on Green Bay organization. This ain't on the other Green Bay players. This season is all about Aaron Rodgers. And it was only one game, but he just got one game behind Tampa Bay. He just got one game behind Seattle. He just got one game behind the Rams. And you can't win the playoff game at home in the NFC Championship. So now you're going to have to possibly go on the road again and try and win a game. And maybe you will. This season is all about Aaron Rodgers. And if it does not end, not just in the Super Bowl, but with a Super Bowl victory, I think this taints his legacy in Green Bay. And if I'm Green Bay, I'm going to give this a few weeks. And when we get closer to the trade deadline, I may just trade him for a box of chocolates just to get him out the building. And I will send damn Devontae Adams on with him too. And good for Green Bay that they're not giving this receiver all this money like all of these other teams like to do, because those type players are disposable. I'm not going to tell you that Green Bay has been, they're not clean in all of this. Maybe they could have talked to Aaron Rodgers about this stuff and gave him an up and down. But if drafting a quarterback has made your panties get in a bunch like this, then maybe you do need to retire, because this is just how life works. At some point in organizations, they try to find your successor, the succession plan. And Aaron Rodgers in game one didn't show us nothing. Currently, his QBR is 13.4. Do you know where that ranks in the NFL, Mr. 4-on-1?
Not near the top.
Well, I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you out. Yes, Aaron Rodgers' QBR is slightly better than yours because he's last in the NFL in QBR. So this is ridiculous. He better respond next week, and he better respond every damn week, because for me, I got my eyes on him. And after that NFC Championship game, when my future co-host of the other podcast be on with, I was kind of in shock that Green Bay didn't go out there and finish this. And she said, Aaron Rodgers always loses games like this. This is where Aaron Rodgers is. Whatever we thought of him, or guys like me thought of him, when Stephen A is up there beating the drum about he's a bad man, that needs to stop. Because right now, and I'm going to go since his game in the NFC Championships, and we look at the high leverage games of the playoffs, he's a bad man, all right, but bad in the sense of just bad in performance. Not bad as in shaft. He's a bad, no, he ain't none of that right now. He need to keep his nose down, go to work, and get some more hardware so we can talk about him. And I'm done.
Mic drop. But yes, definitely with the situation there in Green Bay, it's not looking good. It's gonna be a lot of talk there, man. So with that said, we're gonna wrap that part of it up. Quick shout out, Zach.
Okay.
In our shout out here, it's gonna be different this time, Zach.
Okay.
We talked earlier about Tyrod Taylor, so we're gonna give a shout out to Tyrod Taylor. Tyrod Taylor,
man,
played for the Ravens, the Bills, the Browns, the Chargers, and now the Texans. So he's done well for himself.
Hey, it's always nice when people want you. Look, Tyrod Taylor, keep going until you can get it locked down on somebody. Good job for you.
Yes. And another shout out. And I want you to comment on this after you see this, Zach.
To go really quick, if you're not going to throw a Hail Mary, you got to get a first down here or the game's over.
Yep. Then you got to. Here's Cooper, four-man rush for Florida State, going to cut it loose. Phil Yaw Johnson, caught! Inside the 10, Phil Yaw Johnson on his feet. He'll cut back, and Jacksonville State has won at the horn.
Yeah, hey, this is an easy comment. First we'll go back to terrible prevent defense, and second, Deion Sanders on deck. I believe it's Mike Norvell. He won't get fired this year from Florida State, probably no matter what happens. But don't worry, Deion just needs to go out, have a solid season this season, and next year, Mike Norvell keeps this type stuff up. Deion Sanders will be this is 2021. So 2022, Deion Sanders will be the head coach at Florida State in 2023. So go ahead, Mike Norvell. If you don't love your family, you don't care for your wife, it's all right. Florida State won't care for her either when they fire your ass. Because that right there, and that's what you were talking about, or that we talk about on camera about what's the difference between, and I'll keep it simple, 1A, 1AA, things of that nature. You can't be losing to 1AA schools when you Florida State. And he apologized for it. I'm gonna say, look, all these sayings, and Lacey's probably, I'm gonna say what the first wife said. You ain't sorry. You just sorry you got caught. So Mike Norvell ain't sorry. He just sorry that he got caught by Jacksonville State. So congrats to them. Good.
Yep. Shout out Jacksonville State.
Yep. If he don't love his job, y'all shouldn't love his job either. Way to undress his ass.
And the final shout out for
congrats,
today,
Deion. Okay.
The final foursome of soon-to-be Hall of Famers recognized tonight reached the pinnacle of success with their brilliant play for some of the most entertaining NBA teams of the new millennium. He made a name for himself in 2002 by leading Lincoln High in Dallas to a 40-0 record and the #1 ranking in the nation. Later became part of one of the most celebrated draft classes in NBA history. He would go on to become an 11-time All-Star, an Olympic gold medal winner, and a 2-time champion with the Miami Heat. Elected by the North American Committee and presented his Hall of Fame ring and jacket by Coach Paul Hewitt and class of 1999 Hall of Famer Wayne Embry, Chris Bosh. The only player in NBA history to go undrafted and achieve Hall of Fame status, he was a Division II All-American at Virginia Union who'd become a 4-time NBA Defensive Player of the Year and a 4-time NBA All-Star while leading the league in block shots in 2002 and in rebounds per game twice. Elected by the North American Committee, the centerpiece of the 2004 NBA champion Detroit Pistons is being presented his Hall of Fame ring and jacket by class of 2015 Hall of Famer Dikembe Mutombo. Now from one 4-time Defensive Player of the Year to another, Big Ben Wallace. As a high school phenom at Detroit Country Day School in 1991, he was named the McDonald's All-American Game MVP, Michigan's Mr. Basketball, and the Naismith Prep Player of the Year. As a member of the Fab Five, he'd lead the University of Michigan to 2 Final Four appearances and was a unanimous first-team All-American while helping reshape basketball style. The 1994 NBA Rookie of the Year went on to become a 5-time NBA All-Star. Elected by the North American Committee and presented his Hall of Fame ring and jacket by his father, Macy Weber, Chris Weber. In high school, he was named California's Mr. Basketball. In college, he was a unanimous first-team All-American at the University of Kansas. As a pro, he became a 10-time NBA All-Star with the Boston Celtics and Finals MVP in 2008, leading the franchise to its record 17th NBA title. Believe me, it's all the truth. Elected by the North American Committee and being presented his Hall of Fame ring and jacket by his best friend Jason Crow, Paul Pierce. Looking good. Congratulations once again to Chris Bosh, Ben Wallace, Chris Webber, and Paul Pierce.
All right, congratulations to the athletes that were inducted into the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. As you can see,
Yes,
there
congratulations.
Yeah, Chris Bosh, Chris Webber, Ben Wallace, Tony Kukoc, Paul Pierce.
I didn't see Kukoc on there.
Well, you didn't see him on there, but yes, he's one
Oh, okay.
as well. Yolanda Griffith, Lauren Jackson.
I didn't see them either.
And one more.
You said Paul Pierce, Chris Webber, Ben Wallace, Chris Bosh. Did they say Wayne Embry or something?
Well, one more.
I don't know. That was in case you missed it. I missed it.
No problem. What we're going to do is we're going to post it on our social media page.
Well, happy for Chris Bosh. He was a whipping child in Miami. This is also the Basketball Hall of Fame, not NBA Hall of Fame. So I would say maybe the standards are a little bit lower to get in. I wouldn't mind seeing the NBA have a Hall of Fame and you could raise the standards on who you have in it. But congrats to all of those guys. Based on the standards that are set out there for basketball, they deserve to be in. And good for, especially good for that Detroit 04 team, and really better for Kobe and Shaq, because now they didn't lose to a team that didn't have any Hall of Famers. And they'll probably get one more in Chauncey Billups. So that looks a little bit better in the loss than how it has been losing to that Pistons team.
Well, yeah. But congrats to everybody. And well deserved. Well deserved. All right, Zach. That's it for tonight.
Sounds good.
It's time for us to prepare for the next show, which will be on Thursday night at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 8:30 p.m. in El Paso.
Thank you. Don't forget about us out here in this Mountain Time Zone. We watch Sports Brothers too.
That's right. All right. Well, for Zach, I am Mr. 411. We thank everybody for watching.
Thank you, Lacey.
Guys. And does Lacey have one more thing before we get out of here? All right. We appreciate the love, Lacey. Appreciate you staying up with the Sports Brothers.
Yes.
All right. Well, we thank everyone. And you have a great night. And we'll see you on Thursday.
Have a good one. Take care.